All right, we're asked to simplify this expression. What this actually is the division of two complex numbers, negative 2 plus 3i divided by negative 3i. Without going into too much detail, I just want to quickly review one of the basic fundamentals of imaginary numbers, and that's the fact that I squared equals negative 1. This alone right here is the definition of I, and the purpose for having I is that when you square it, you get a negative 1. Okay, now let's talk about why that's important for the problem that we're dealing with. When we're dealing with complex number division, we treat it just like we do with rationalizing denominators. The key here is we want to get rid of the I in the denominator. Or in other words, we want an equivalent expression that doesn't have an I in the denominator. And what we're going to do is use this property that I squared equals negative 1. We treat this like a rational expression. We can multiply the numerator and denominator by anything we want. It depends on our purpose. In this case, we're trying to get rid of an I factor in the denominator. What we're going to do then is we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by I. All right, to show what that does. The purpose for doing that is for what happens in the denominator. So when we multiply by I, what we'll get in the denominator is negative 3i squared. And the reason for that is because I squared is negative 1. That denominator falling all the way down here is going to end up being, after again multiplying by I, our denominator will now be 3. It's 3 because this is negative 3 times negative 1 gives us a positive 3. All right, then just following through, we have to do the work in the numerator. What we do in the numerator is we're going to multiply each of these terms in the numerator by I. So we'll get negative 2i plus 3i squared. And we're going to just rewrite those. What I'm going to do is deal with this plus 3i squared the same way that I deal with that denominator. Plus 3i squared is the same thing as plus 3 times negative 1. So that's a negative 3. Again, this term is the second term that came right there. And then I'll just add on the 2i afterwards. If you need to write this expression as a complex number, which will often be the case, you just split the numerator over the shared denominator here of, so negative 3 over 3 minus 2 over 3i. Simplifying that first term would just be negative 1 minus 2/3 I, and that's how you represent this answer as a complex number.